Hello again, guys. I'm getting ready to go to bed right now, but I figured why not? I'll add a personal note onto my last video that I did earlier today. Um, I mentioned how throughout the years doctors would not listen to me as I told them what I was dealing with. They said, and I'm not kidding you, most of them would only touch a few areas on my belly. Nobody ever ordered a CAT scan or an x ray or any kind of scan or ultrasound. Nothing. They only ever felt my belly. Oh, wait, one time they did a CT scan in which they had me, they gave me contrast or something to drink, or I forget how they did it, but I had to have dye in my body for the machine to scan my body. And they found nothing. And according to Porter, my gastro doctor, they would not be able to find that on a CT scan. And he also said no other doctor would have found it. And he fixes probably hundreds of people with my very issue every year. So I mentioned that they never listened to a word I said. I was basically just a number to them. And this is a personal note to any doctor who watches this video for any reason or by happenstance, whatever. If you see this video, I want you to listen to me. From a patient who's dealt with bureaucracy in the medical field for, well, 12 years, trying to figure out the mystery as to what was wrong with me and why I was always in so much pain. And it got to the point where I gave up because nobody took me seriously. I was in misery. Nobody cared. They all just brushed me off like, yeah, you're just some piece of shit drug addict. Why would I help you? You're just looking for drugs. And you know what? Damn it, there was actually something wrong with me the entire time. And I abhor that treatment from the medical field. Your first duty is to do no harm. Do you not value the Hippocratic Oath? Do you not have any core values or morals? Do you have a moral compass? What is wrong with you people? Why did I have to suffer for 12 years in unimaginable agony that I couldn't even speak about because people, like I said, they looked at me and they didn't see a medical condition. They saw somebody that was screwing up. Well, you know what? Me screwing up and being a drug addict was just a symptom of the problem. Forgive me if anybody are triggered by anger or mad looking faces, but I'm angry. And I have every right to be angry, and I don't feel sorry for it. And you know what? I am a damn victim in this. Do you know what it's like to wonder every time you eat something, every meal you eat, every insulin dose you give? Do you know what it's like to wonder if this is the one that's going to kill me? Do you know what it's like wondering, is this meal gonna stay with me for 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Is it ever gonna come out? It may sound silly to you, but it was my reality for years. And because it slowed me down so much, it got to a point where eventually my stomach couldn't keep up with my blood sugar dropping. So my energy consumption of my body outweighed how much my body could absorb. For years. You know, when I was 17 years old, 5'7", I was 190 pounds. Not fat. I was a weightlifter. I wanted to get into bodybuilding. I am way smaller than I should be. And you know, people through the years have told me, stop being a coward. Be a man. Well, you know what? I didn't have the luxury to, quote, be a man. Because doing so often almost killed me. And the whole reason I did meth to begin with, like I said, for one, It was the one way to jumpstart my stomach by force. And oftentimes it was very painful, by the way. And two, my body was so far gone at the point where I found meth, it helped me function physically for a while. And then it didn't. I had to get my entire yard cleaned up a few years back because I'm a small engine mechanic, and throughout the years I accumulated quite a few things in my yard, and it was a mess, and I had a weekend to do it or be out of this place. In other words, eviction. And I knew my body couldn't do it. I tried. And I tried to tell the landlord that, hey, my blood sugar is giving me problems and it's unstable. Doing this is risking my health. And that she told me, your diabetes, your blood sugar is not an excuse. I have neuropathy in both of my feet. They're turning colors. And I still get out in my garden every day. Okay, well, good for you. Your feet are not life-threatening yet. My condition from the jump was life-threatening. Especially being diabetic. Who takes insulin to stay alive. When you can't digest food and then get it out efficiently. Guess what? Your action time of insulin is not changeable. So your metabolism slowing down will kill you eventually. And it almost did kill me. It almost did kill me. I got so emaciated that I ended up dealing with refeeding syndrome. I'm still dealing with it a little bit, but I'm coming around. It's taken me a long time to bounce back from this one. My body is so ravaged from malnutrition. You just wait. Give me some time. I will bulk up. But I can't believe that doctors treated me the way that they did. I cannot believe that, and I absolutely abhor it with every fiber of my being. Unbiased my ass. The doctors that have ignored me this whole time were some of the most biased doctors I've ever seen in my life. And you know what? They're religious fanatics. This is Utah. Need I go on? Sad but true. Unfortunately, it is true. Utah residents are very judgmental, especially towards people who look like I do. I look like somebody who's a drug addict. Well, I'm hopefully not looking that way now, but throughout the years, because of my malnutrition and that health problem, I looked the part. People would look at me in public and they'd instantly look down their nose at me. And you know what? I know why they did it. I've given that very look myself to tweakers who haven't made it out yet. And yes, I'm ashamed of that. Again, I'm not that person anymore, especially now. But the way people have looked at me through the years, this is not fair. I'm angry, and when I rise from this, nothing's gonna hold me down again. Because I intend on rising with a strength I've never had before. I'm serious this time. And I really, you know what? In reality, the only thing I really want is to look the doctor in the eye who ignored most of my stomach symptoms. And I want to ask her, why? Why did you not take this more seriously? Why did you only write me a prescription here or a prescription there or anti-nausea here or Reglan there? Why? You could have fixed me. Instead, you tried to patch me up and send me on my way. And most of you didn't even try to patch me up. You just gave me fluids and sent me on my way. Why? Why didn't any of you actually try? Big failure to do your jobs, guys. With all due respect. And I had to suffer for it for 12 years. Thank you very much. You have no idea what you unknowingly took from me. You have no idea. And in the end, even my dignity. My pride. What pride? I had nothing to be prideful of, quite frankly. My mom keeps telling me, it's like I'm getting to know you all over again. And this is a very beautiful thing. Embrace it. I remember who I used to be as a teenager, before all of this happened to me, before all the years of off and on addiction, before all the medical issues and shit. I wasn't just any ordinary kid. I had a unique spark. Call it arrogant, call it prideful, I really don't care. I'm confident, and that's something that I used to have. Confidence. I was that kid that could talk to anybody without shame or regret or fear. I was pleasantly naive in a lot of areas. And through all this mess, I lost most of that naivety. I can't begin to describe to you what the last 12 years have been like. It's easy for me to explain it to you, but you didn't live it. That was very traumatic. And the worst part is it was drawn out over a long time, and you know what? It didn't just happen all at once. No, that's the worst part of it. It took years. Years. Oh yeah, not only that, how many consequences to my health am I going to deal with later in life as a result of all this? So I have that to think about now too. How many years did that take from me in the end? How much did that shorten my lifespan? That is the most abhorrent and utter failure to do your job that I've ever seen in the medical field in my whole life. So, a personal note from a patient neglected by said medical system. If a doctor happens to see this, please, I'm begging you to listen to me. Because doctors are too damn judgmental these days. They don't listen to their patients anymore. I'm a person, not a number. I'm not a paycheck with legs. I have a soul. I have two parents. I have a pulse. I breathe. I'm not just a number. I'm not a thing. I'm not just a thing that pays your paycheck. And yet, here we are. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed now because it's been a very exhausting day. I'm not completely 100% yet physically. I'm getting there. My biggest struggle right now is eating regularly after being in survival mode all that time. I'm used to not eating for long periods. And right now I don't feel the sensation of hunger. So it's difficult for me to eat, but my gut is functioning fine now. Anyway. Have a good night, everybody. God bless you. You're important in this world, and you are loved. Never forget that. See ya.